Rain falls on a forest that will not exist for much longer. But tonight it is alive, and we are here to walk through it one last time. Tonight we witness the vanished world of Pleistocene Australia's strange giants. Let the ages dissolve around you. Sink gently into your pillow. The modern world can wait until morning. Let your eyelids grow pleasantly heavy. This is Forgotten Habitats. Now, let us begin. The air is heavy, with the scent of drying salt and ancient eucalyptus. Here, in the heart of the southern continent, the earth remembers the weight of giants. 40,000 years have passed, like a single long breath exhaled into the cooling night. Beneath the silver canopy of the great gum trees, the shadows begin to stretch and reach across the red dust. The heat of the day is a fading memory, replaced by a gentle, creeping chill that settles into the hollows of the land. We are standing in the Pleistocene, in a world that is both familiar and profoundly strange. Listen to the silence. It is not a void, but a tapestry of small rhythmic sounds. The rustle of dry grasses against a scaled limb. The distant rhythmic thud of a heavy tail striking the earth. The world is breathing slow and deep as it prepares for the long dark hours before us. The massive form of a Diprotodon emerges from the scrub. It moves with a ponderous, slow grace, its feet the size of small boulders pressing into the soft sand. It is the largest marsupial to ever walk the earth, a giant wombat-like creature of immense quiet power. Its coat is thick and coarse, catching the moonlight in shades of charcoal and burnt umber. It pauses to strip a branch of its silver-green leaves, the sound of grinding teeth, a steady rhythmic rasp in the stillness. There is no haste in its movements, only the calm certainty of a creature that has no rivals. Further off, where the scrub thins into a vast white salt pan, the giant birds are gathering. The genuinists stand like sentinels against the horizon. Their massive, flightless bodies are silhouetted against a sky thick with stars that we have never seen. They move with a strange bobbing gait, their heavy beaks clicking softly as they communicate in the dark. The salt beneath their feet crunches like frozen snow, a sharp crystalline sound that carries for miles across the flat, empty expanse. The air here is sharp and clean, tasting of minerals and ancient dried seas. In the shadows of a leaning acacia tree, a hunter watches. The thylacoleo, the marsupial lion, is a creature of muscle and stillness. Its paws, equipped with massive retractable claws, are tucked beneath its chest as it waits for the world to settle further into sleep. Its eyes are two pale embers, reflecting the dim light of the rising moon. It does not move, it does not breathe, it simply exists as a part of the darkness. This is the balance of the great southern land, a quiet, eternal dance between the massive and the hidden. Above the Milky Way is a river of white fire, stretching from one horizon to the other. There is no glow from distant cities, no hum of machinery, only the vast cold beauty of the cosmos. The stars seem closer here, as if one could reach out and touch the velvet of the night. We move deeper into the scrub, where the trees are gnarled and ancient. The bark of the paperbarks peels away in long, pale strips, like discarded parchment. The ground is a mosaic of fallen leaves and dry twigs that crackle softly beneath our feet, a sound that feels like a whisper. In a small, sandy clearing, a group of Prehistoric, the giant, short-faced kangaroos, are resting. They do not hop like their modern kin, but walk on their hind legs with a slow, upright dignity. Their faces are flat and primate-like, their large, single-toed feet leaving deep, solitary marks in the earth. One of them rises its head, reaching 10 feet into the air. It looks toward us with large, dark eyes that hold the wisdom of 1,000 generations. It senses no threat, only the shared quietude of the night. It reaches for a high branch, its powerful clawed hands pulling the foliage toward its mouth. Near a drying creek bed, where the mud is still damp and cool, a megalania lies motionless. This giant monitor lizard, its body the length of a small boat, is a master of the low places. Its skin is a pattern of dark scales that blend perfectly with the shadows of the riverbank. It is waiting for the morning, for the first rays of the sun to warm its ancient blood. For now it is a statue carved from the very earth it inhabits. The water in the small pools is dark and still, reflecting the jagged silhouettes of the surrounding gums. We find a place to rest on a smooth granite outcrop that still holds a faint, lingering warmth from the day. The stone is rough and honest beneath us. From here we can see the vastness of the interior, a world of endless rolling scrub and hidden giants. The wind shifts, bringing with it the scent of rain from a storm many miles to the north. It is a sweet, dusty smell, the scent of life returning to a thirsty land. The leaves above us shiver in the breeze, a soft rushing sound like the falling of water. A small nocturnal mammal, a primitive possum, scurries across a nearby branch. Its tiny, scratching claws are a delicate counterpoint to the heavy, slow movements of the giants below. The ecosystem is a clock with many gears, all turning at their own measured pace. As the moon reaches its zenith, the world seems to hold its breath. The Diprotodon has settled into a thicket, its breathing, a low, rhythmic rumble that vibrates through the ground. The Genionis are silent, their heads tucked beneath their wings. The night is at its deepest a time of profound peace and ancient mystery. We are witnesses to a moment in time that has been lost to the ages, yet here it remains vivid and breathing. The giants of Australia are at rest, their spirits woven into the very fabric of the soil. We close our eyes and let the sounds of the Pleistocene wash over us, the slow, steady heartbeat of a world that knows no hurry. The darkness is a blanket, warm and protective, as we drift further into the shadows of the deep past. The journey through the red dust continues as the stars begin their slow descent toward the western rim. Beyond the drying creek, the land opens into a vast white expanse of salt and silt. This is the heart of the ancient basin, where the earth is crusted with the memory of old seas. The moon casts a silver phosphorescence over the salt pan, making it glow like a fallen star. Here, the air is thin and sharp, carrying the scent of mineral and dry, cold stone. We move with a slow, deliberate step, our feet crunching softly on the crystalline surface. It is a world of monochrome beauty, where the shadows are long and the silence is absolute. Near the edge of this white desert, a group of Zygomaturus are gathered. These heavy bull-like marsupials move with a rhythmic, swaying gait. Their broad muzzles are lowered to the ground as they search for the hardy, salt-tolerant shrubs that grow in the margins. Their fur is thick and coarse, catching the moonlight in silver ripples. They are creatures of the wetlands and the shore, their presence here a testament to the shifting boundaries of water and land. We watch as one raises its head, its nostrils twitching in the cool night air. There is a deep resonance to their movements, a sense of weight and permanence. They do not hurry, for in this ancient landscape time has a different meaning. The salt beneath their feet is a record of thousands of years of evaporation and change. The Zygomatosaurus are a part of that record, their tracks becoming temporary monuments in the crust. As they move further into the white expanse, they seem to dissolve into the pale light, becoming ghosts of the basin. We turn our gaze toward the rising ground where the limestone cliffs begin to emerge from the scrub. These are the ancient ribs of the continent, honeycombed with hidden chambers and deep silent pits. The rock is cool to the touch, its surface etched by the wind and the rain of countless millennia. At the mouth of a large dark cavern, the air is different. It is damp and smells of earth and old bone. This is a place of sanctuary and of memory, where the past is preserved in the stillness of the stone. High above, in the gnarled branches of a mountain, grey gum, a shadow shifts. It is the thylacoleo, the marsupial lion, the apex of this southern world. It does not move like a hunter in pursuit, but like a guardian of the heights. Its powerful limbs are locked onto the bark, its retractable claws hidden for now. The lion's eyes are amber lanterns reflecting the distant stars. It watches the plains below with a patient, unwavering focus, its breathing so quiet it is lost in the rustle of the leaves. This is not a creature of speed, but of strength and silent ambush. Its heavy skull and massive shearing teeth are designed for a world of giants. Yet in the quiet of the night it seems almost peaceful, a part of the tree itself. The wind sighs through the eucalyptus needles, a soft, mournful sound that carries the scent of resin and wild places. We feel the presence of the lion as a weight in the air, a reminder of the delicate balance of life and shadow. Descending into a sheltered gully, we find a world of ferns and ancient cycads. Here the moisture is trapped, creating a microclimate that feels like a remnant of an even older time. The fronds are heavy with dew dripping slowly onto the mossy ground. In the center of this green cathedral, a Palocestes is feeding. This strange creature, with its long trunk-like snout and massive digging claws, looks like nothing else on Earth. It moves with a slow, heavy grace, its trunk delicately stripping the soft vegetation from the stems. It is a marsupial tapir, a builder of the forest, its feeding creating paths and openings for others to follow. The sound of its chewing is a rhythmic grinding, a peaceful domestic noise in the heart of the wild. Its small dark eyes are gentle and recessed, protected by a heavy brow. We sit on a fallen log and watch as the Palocestes moves deeper into the ferns, its grey bulk blending with the shadows until only the sound of its breath remains. The gully opens into a wide, sandy riverbed, where the water has long since retreated, leaving only scattered pools. Beside one of these dark mirrors, a Wonambi lies coiled. This giant constrictor, its body as thick as a tree trunk, is a relic of a warmer, wetter past. Its scales are a mosaic of earth, tones, browns, and ochres that mimic the patterns of the sand and stone. It is perfectly still, a master of the long wait, its flicking tongue, the only sign of life. The snake does not seek to move tonight. It is full and content, its great weight pressed into the cool sand. The stars are reflected in the still water of the pool, creating a double universe of light and depth. We feel the ancient power of the serpent, a creature that has seen the mountains rise and the seas fall. It is a guardian of the waterhole, a silent witness to the thirst of the giants. The night air cools and a thin mist begins to rise from the damp sand, veiling the snake in a soft white shroud. Looking toward the southern horizon, the sky begins to shimmer with a pale, ethereal light. It is the aurora australis, the southern lights, dancing in the high atmosphere. Ribbons of green and violet pulse slowly, casting a surreal glow over the Pleistocene landscape. The plains are transformed, the red dust turning to a deep bruised purple under the celestial display. It is a moment of profound beauty, a reminder of the vast cosmic forces that shape our world. The animals seem to sense the change in the light. A group of small wallabies pause in their grazing, their ears twitching as they look toward the south. The giant birds, the genuinis, stir in their sleep, their feathers rustling like dry grass. The world is bathed in a cold, flickering radiance that feels both ancient and new. We stand in the center of this light feeling, the immense scale of time and space, our own presence, a tiny flicker in the dark. As the aurora fades, the stars seem to shine with a renewed intensity. The Southern Cross hangs high in the heavens, a permanent guide for the wanderers of the South. We move away from the riverbed, climbing a low ridge that overlooks a vast wooded plain. The trees here are ancient and gnarled, their roots reaching deep into the stony soil. This is the edge of a great forest, a place of deep shade and hidden lives. In the distance we hear the low, booming call of a bittern, a lonely, haunting sound that echoes across the dark water. It is joined by the soft hoot of a giant owl, perched somewhere in the canopy above. The symphony of the night is complex and layered, a tapestry of sound that tells the story of a living, breathing world. Every rustle, every breath is a thread in the fabric of the ecosystem, a testament to the resilience of life. We find a sheltered hollow beneath the spreading roots of an ancient cedar. The ground is soft with fallen needles, and the air is still and warm. From this vantage point we can see the silhouettes of the giants as they move across the plain, their forms dark against the starlit sky. The Diprotodon, the Zygomatorus, the giant kangaroos, they are all part of this magnificent parade, a procession of life that has endured for millions of years. There is a sense of profound belonging in this place. We are not strangers here, but participants in a story that is as old as the earth itself. The rhythm of the night is our rhythm, the slow, steady heartbeat of the continent pulsing beneath us. We feel the weight of the past, not as a burden, but as a foundation, a solid, grounding presence that holds us in its embrace. As we prepare to move deeper into the heart of the forest, the air grows cooler and the shadows lengthen. The trees seem to draw closer, their branches intertwining to create a canopy of silver and black. We are entering a world of secrets where the light of the moon rarely touches the ground. It is a place of moss and mystery where the ancient giants find their deepest rest. Every step takes us further from the open plains and deeper into the soul of the Pleistocene. The scents of the forest, damp, earth, rotting, wood, and sweet resin are intoxicating, a sensory immersion into a world that is both alien and familiar. We move with the silence of the hunter and the reverence of the pilgrim, our hearts open to the wonders that lie ahead. Ahead, a faint bioluminescent glow begins to emanate from the forest floor. It is a carpet of fungi, their soft green light illuminating the gnarled roots and delicate ferns. It is a fairy world, a hidden garden in the heart of the darkness. We pause to admire the fragile beauty of the glowing caps, a reminder that even in the world of giants, the smallest things have their own power. The path narrows, leading us toward a hidden valley where the trees are taller and the air is thick with the breath of the earth. We follow the light of the fungi, our journey through the ancient landscape continuing as the stars begin their slow rotation toward the dawn. We descend further into the velvet dark of the hidden valley. The valley floor is a world of its own, a place where the air is heavy, with the scent of damp earth and the sweet rot of fallen logs. Here, the giants of the forest move with a slow, deliberate grace, their heavy footfalls muffled by the deep carpet of moss. The atmosphere is thick with the breath of the Pleistocene, a cool, humid embrace that speaks of ancient rains and timeless growth. In the shadows of a towering tree fern we see a creature of strange and ancient design. It is the Pleistocene, the marsupial tapir, its long prehensile trunk twitching as it searches for the tenderest shoots. It moves with a heavy swaying gait, its massive claws scraping softly against the bark of a fallen cedar. Its skin is thick and grey, like the stone of the valley walls, and its small dark eyes reflect the dim light of the stars. The silence of the valley is profound, broken only by the occasional drip of water from a leaf or the distant cry of a night bird. We feel the ancient pulse of the land, a rhythm that has remained unchanged for thousands of years. Every breath we take is filled with the history of this place, a story written in the soil and the stone. The very air feels weighted with the presence of the giants who have walked these paths for generations. High above, in the gnarled branches of a mountain, Ash, a predator, watches. The Thylacoleo, the marsupial lion, is a shadow. Among shadows, its powerful form perfectly camouflaged against the mottled bark. Its eyes, pale and steady, reflect the faint light of the stars as it waits for the world to settle. There is a quiet power in its stillness, a patient strength that is the hallmark of the apex hunter. We move past a grove of woolly pines, their strange, bubbly bark cool to the touch. These are living fossils, remnants of a time when the world was much younger. They stand like sentinels guarding the secrets of the valley, their branches reaching toward the silver sky. The wind whispers through their needles, a soft, sibilant sound that echoes the voices of the past. Near a small, bubbling creek we encounter the Genionis, the giant, flightless birds of the Pleistocene. They are huddled together for warmth, their feathers dark and shaggy like the coat of a beast. Their deep, resonant breathing fills the air, a sound like the low hum of the earth itself. They are the Mihirung, the thunder birds, and even in sleep they possess a formidable presence. The creek flows over smooth river stones, its music a gentle lullaby that echoes through the trees. We see the ripples of a platypus as it glides through the dark water, a small and ancient survivor in a world of giants. The water is cold and clear, a source of life for all who dwell in this hidden place. The sound of the stream is a constant, soothing companion as we journey deeper into the night. Deep in the undergrowth, a giant echidna, the Zaglossus, is busy at work. Its long, curved beak probes the soft earth, searching for worms and insects. It is a creature of quiet industry, its movements steady and purposeful as it navigates the labyrinth of roots. The rustle of its quills against the dry leaves is a rhythmic sound, a heartbeat in the darkness. The valley opens into a wide limestone gorge, its walls rising like prehistoric cathedrals toward the stars. The moon casts long, sharp shadows across the floor, illuminating the jagged rocks and delicate ferns. It is a place of stark beauty where the bones of the earth are laid bare. The air is cooler, here a crisp, refreshing change from the humidity of the forest. Coiled near a still pool is the Wonambi, the giant serpent of the dreamtime. Its scales shimmer in the moonlight, a pattern of earth, tones and shadows that blends perfectly with the surrounding stone. It is a creature of ancient power, a guardian of the water and the night. Its presence is felt as much as it is seen, a heavy, grounding energy that anchors the landscape. We follow a narrow trail that winds up the side of the gorge, our breath coming in slow, steady rhythms. The air grows thinner and cooler as we leave the heavy atmosphere of the valley floor behind. Below the forest is a sea of silver and black, a vast and breathing entity. The perspective from the heights is humbling, a reminder of the scale of this ancient world. Amongst the rocks we find the tracks of a megalania, the giant monitor lizard. The deep, wide grooves in the mud tell a story of a predator that once ruled this landscape. Even in its absence, the memory of its presence lingers, a weight in the air, a shadow in the mind. The earth remembers the passage of such a titan, its mark etched into the very fabric of the terrain. The night is at its deepest now, a time of profound stillness and reflection. We find a flat ledge of stone and sit for a moment looking out over the valley. The stars are bright and numerous, a celestial map that has guided the wanderers of this land for eons. The Milky Way stretches across the sky, a river of light in the ocean of darkness. We see the Southern Cross hanging low in the sky, a familiar beacon in an unfamiliar world. Its light is soft and steady, a reminder of the enduring nature of the cosmos. The universe is vast, and we are but a small part of its grand design. There is a sense of peace in this realization, a quiet acceptance of our place in the story of time. As we sit in the silence, we hear the soft rustle of a Protemnodon, a giant wallaby, as it moves through the scrub. It pauses to look at us, its large, dark eyes filled with a quiet curiosity. There is no fear in this encounter, only a sense of mutual recognition. We are both part of the same living world, sharing the same cool night air. The scents of the upland are different. Now the sharp tang of eucalyptus, the dry dust of the rocks, and the faint sweetness of night-blooming flowers. It is a more rugged landscape, a place of endurance and resilience. The giants here are smaller, more agile, adapted to the challenges of the heights. The wind carries the stories of the plains below, a symphony of scents and sounds. We see a mother Diprotodon and her large joey resting in the lee of a massive boulder. They are a picture of peace, their heavy bodies pressed together for warmth. The joey stirs in its sleep a small movement that speaks of the continuity of life. Even in the harshest environments, the bond between mother and child is a source of strength and hope. The moonlight dances on the leaves of the acacias, creating a shimmering silver light that guides our way. We are moving toward the edge of the plateau, where the land drops away into a vast and unknown expanse. The horizon is a thin line of indigo and black, a promise of new horizons and undiscovered wonders. Every step is a meditation, a slow and deliberate movement through the fabric of time. We are traveling through the heart of the Pleistocene, a witness to the wonders of a world that is both gone and ever present. The spirit of the land is all around us, a living, breathing presence that guides our journey through the shadows. The path begins to level out as we reach the summit of the ridge. The wind is stronger, here a cool, refreshing breeze that carries the sense of the distant plains. We stand on the threshold of a new landscape, our journey through the ancient valley complete as the first faint hint of dawn begins to touch the eastern sky, revealing the vast grasslands that lie ahead. The vastness of the plains opens before us, a canvas of gold and silver under the waning moon. The air is thin and crisp, carrying the scent of cured grass and the cold mineral tang of the earth. We descend from the ridge, our footsteps sinking softly into the loose red soil. This is the heart of the interior, a land of immense horizons and ancient stillness. In the distance, the silhouettes of giant birds appear like ghosts in the morning haze. These are the genionis, the heavy-set wanderers of the grasslands, their thick legs moving with a slow and deliberate grace. They are taller than a man, with broad, powerful beaks designed for crushing. The tough vegetation of the scrub, we watch as they move in a loose formation, their feathers catching the first faint rays of the sun. The world here feels older than time itself, a place where the rhythms of the earth are measured in seasons and cycles of drought. The grass bends under the weight of the dew, each blade a shimmering thread of light. There is a sense of profound isolation, a quiet that is both heavy and light. We are but a fleeting presence in this enduring landscape. A megalania, the great monitor of the plains, rests atop a flat limestone outcrop. Its massive body is dark and rugged like the stone it inhabits, its scales reflecting the dim light of the dawn. It is a master of patience, a creature that waits for the world to come to it. We see the slow flicker of its tongue, tasting the air for the scent of the morning. The wind carries the low, booming call of a distant emu, a sound that resonates in the chest. It is a lonely sound, a reminder of the vast spaces that define this land. The horizon is beginning to glow with a soft orange light, a promise of the warmth to come. The shadows are long and thin, stretching across the earth like the fingers of a giant. We pass a cluster of ancient termite mounds, their red clay towers rising from the earth like the ruins of a forgotten city. They are silent and still, yet within their walls a million lives are at work. The mounds are oriented to the north and south, a natural compass in this trackless expanse. They are a testament to the ingenuity of the small, a contrast to the giants that roam the plains. A group of Prehistoric, the giant short-faced kangaroos, are grazing near a dry creek bed. They stand tall and upright, their single-toed feet providing stability on the uneven ground. Their faces are flat and expressive, their large eyes watching the horizon with a quiet intensity. They move with a series of slow, powerful hops, their heavy tails balancing their weight. The scent of the drying earth is strong, here a mixture of dust and salt and the faint smell of eucalyptus. It is a scent that speaks of endurance and the long struggle for survival. The creek bed is a ribbon of white sand and smooth stones, a reminder of the water that once flowed through this land. It is a place of memory where the ghosts of the past linger in the shadows. We find a small soak, a place where the water still clings to the earth beneath the sand. A zygomaturus, a large diprotodontid with a broad, flat snout, is drinking from the shallow pool. Its movements are slow and deliberate, its heavy body casting a long shadow on the ground. It is a creature of the wetlands, a survivor in a changing world. The sky is a pale violet, now the stars fading into the light of the morning. The air is beginning to warm, a gentle heat that rises from the red soil. We feel the sun on our skin, a soft touch that brings a sense of comfort and peace. The day is beginning to wake, and the world is filled with the promise of new discoveries. A thylacoleo, the marsupial lion, is perched on the low limb of a gnarled tree. Its coat is dappled with the light and shadow of the leaves, making it almost invisible. It is a creature of the hunt, a master of ambush and stealth. We see the slow blink of its eyes, a sign of its quiet watchfulness. The plains stretch out in every direction, a sea of grass that seems to have no end. It is a landscape of scale, where the individual is lost in the vastness of the whole. There is a sense of freedom in this open space, a feeling of being part of something much larger than ourselves. We are traveling through the heart of the Pleistocene, a witness to the wonders of a world that is both gone and ever present. We see a group of Lipoa, the malleefowl, working on their massive nesting mounds. They are diligent and focused, their strong feet scratching at the earth to gather the organic matter they need. The mounds are a feat of engineering, a natural incubator for their eggs. It is a labor of love, a commitment to the future of their kind. The light is becoming brighter, now a golden glow that illuminates the landscape. The colors of the plains are vivid and rich, the red of the soil, the gold of the grass, and the deep green of the trees. It is a beautiful world, a place of wonder and awe. We are humbled by its scale and its beauty. A lone Diprotodon is wandering across the plain, its massive frame moving with a slow and steady rhythm. It is a giant of the Pleistocene, a creature that has witnessed the changing of the world. It pauses to look at us, its large dark eyes filled with a quiet wisdom. There is a sense of connection in this encounter, a recognition of our shared history. The wind is soft and gentle, now a whisper that carries the stories of the land. We hear the rustle of the leaves, the call of the birds, and the soft thud of footsteps on the earth. It is a symphony of sounds, a living, breathing map of the ecosystem. Every sound has a meaning, every movement a purpose. We are approaching a stand of ancient boab trees, their swollen trunks rising from the plain like giant bottles. They are a source of life in this dry land, their hollow interiors providing shelter and water. The trees are old, their bark scarred by the passage of time. They are the guardians of the plains, the witnesses to the long history of the land. The shadows are beginning to shorten as the sun rises higher in the sky. The heat is becoming more intense, a reminder of the power of the sun. We find a place of shade beneath the branches of a boab tree and sit for a moment to rest. The air is cool and still a welcome relief from the warmth of the day. We look out over the plains, a vast and beautiful expanse that stretches to the horizon. It is a world of giants, a place where the past is still alive. We are but a small part of its story, a witness to its wonders. The journey continues through the shadows and the light as we move toward the dark silhouette of a distant forest where the trees stand like silent sentinels, guarding the secrets of the ancient river that flows through the heart of the woodland. The transition from the open, sun-drenched plains to the cool embrace of the woodland is a gentle shift in the world's rhythm. As we leave the wide horizons behind, the air begins to hold a different weight, a humid stillness that smells of damp earth and the sweet musk of decaying leaves. The towering eucalyptus and acacia trees reach toward the sky, their branches weaving a canopy that filters the light into a tapestry of emerald and gold. We are stepping into a realm of shadows and whispers, where the ancient river is the heartbeat of the land. The sound of the water grows clearer, now a soft melodic bubbling that echoes through the trees. It is a slow, meandering stream, its surface like dark glass reflecting the heavy boughs that lean over its banks. Moss-covered stones line the edges, their velvet green surfaces slick with the spray of the current. Here, the world feels enclosed and safe, a sanctuary from the vastness of the plains. We pause to listen to the rhythm of the river, a timeless song that has carved its way through the stone for thousands of years. In the dappled light near the water's edge, a strange and wonderful creature moves with deliberate grace. It is a Pleistocene, a marsupial tapir, its large, heavy body supported by powerful limbs. Its most striking feature is its short trunk, which it uses to strip the tender leaves from the branches. It moves with a slow, swaying motion, its feet sinking softly into the mud. There is a quiet dignity in its presence, a sense of a creature perfectly adapted to the lush world of the riverbank. We watch as it reaches up to grasp a leafy bough, its trunk curling around the stem with surprising dexterity. The sound of the leaves tearing is a soft, rhythmic crunch, a peaceful accompaniment to the flow of the water. The Pleistocene is oblivious to our presence, lost in the simple task of feeding. It is a moment of pure, undisturbed life, a glimpse into the daily routine of a giant that has long since vanished from the world. The air is thick with the scent of crushed green things and the cool breath of the river. Further into the woodland, the undergrowth thickens, a tangle of ferns and shrubs that creates a dense green wall. Here the light is even more subdued, a soft twilight that lingers even in the middle of the day. We move quietly through the scrub, our footsteps muffled by the thick carpet of leaf litter. The forest is full of life, though much of it remains hidden in the shadows. We hear the rustle of small creatures in the brush, the distant call of a bird, and the creak of ancient wood. Amongst the salt bushes and the blue bushes, a group of Prehistoric, the giant, short-faced kangaroos, are browsing. They are magnificent creatures, standing over 2 meters tall, with powerful hind legs and a single large toe on each foot. Their faces are short and deep, giving them a look that is both alien and familiar. They move with a slow bipedal walk, rather than the hopping motion of their smaller modern relatives. It is a stately progression, a testament to their massive size and strength. They reach into the shrubs with their long arms, their clawed hands grasping the branches to bring the leaves within reach. Their movements are methodical and calm, a slow dance of survival in the shaded grove. There is a sense of ancient power in their form, a reminder of the giants that once ruled the Australian scrub. We stay still and silent, watching as they move through the bushes, their grey fur blending into the shadows of the trees. High above, in the thick limbs of a stringy-bark tree, a shadow shifts almost imperceptibly. It is the thylacoleo, the marsupial lion, a master of ambush and stealth. Its powerful body is coiled and ready, its large, sharp claws gripping the rough bark of the branch. Its eyes are dark and focused, watching the world below with a quiet intensity. It is a predator of the shadows, a creature that moves with a silence that is both beautiful and chilling. The thylacoleo does not move, its form perfectly camouflaged against the mottled bark of the tree. It is a silent sentinel, a part of the forest's intricate balance. We feel the weight of its gaze, a reminder of the hidden dangers that exist in this ancient world. But there is no malice in its presence only. The natural order of the ecosystem. It is a guardian of the woodland, a vital link in the chain of life. We follow the river as it curves around a rocky outcrop, the water deepening into a still, dark pool. On the sandy bank we see the tracks of a genionis, the giant flightless bird of the Pleistocene. The prints are massive, three-toed marks that lead down to the water's edge. They are deep and clear, a record of a heavy footfall that has passed this way recently. We look around, the air still and expectant, as if the forest is holding its breath. And then we see it, a genionis, standing by the pool, its massive frame silhouetted against the dark water. It is a flightless giant with a heavy beak and powerful legs, its feathers a deep, earthy brown. It stands perfectly still, its head tilted as if listening to the whispers of the river. There is a prehistoric majesty in its form, a remnant of a time when birds walked the earth as giants. It is a creature of the wetlands, a dweller in the humid heart of the forest. The genionis lowers its head to drink, its beak breaking the surface of the pool with a soft ripple. The water circles outward, catching the faint light that filters through the canopy. It is a scene of profound peace, a moment of quiet reflection in the heart of the wilderness. We are witnesses to the private lives of these ancient beings, a privilege that feels both humbling and sacred. The world is ancient and wise, and we are but guests in its presence. Moving deeper into the forest, we come across a fern-choked gully where the air is cool and damp. The giant tree ferns rise like prehistoric umbrellas, their fronds creating a ceiling of delicate green lace. The ground is soft and spongy, covered in a thick layer of moss and fallen leaves. We can smell the wet earth, a rich and fertile scent that speaks of growth and decay. It is a world of moisture and life, a hidden garden in the center of the woodland. In the leaf litter, a zaglossus, the giant, long-beaked echidna, is foraging for insects. Its long, curved beak probes the soil with rhythmic precision, its powerful claws digging into the earth. It is a strange and ancient creature, a monotreme that has survived through the ages. Its spines are thick and sharp, a defensive armor that protects it from the predators of the forest. We watch as it moves with a slow, shuffling gait, its focus entirely on the world beneath its feet. The wind whispers through the stringy bark, trees a soft sighing sound that carries the scent of eucalyptus and honey. The leaves rustle like falling rain, a soothing white noise that fills the forest with a sense of calm. We find a fallen giant, a massive tree that has become a bridge across a small stream. Its bark is covered in moss and lichen, a miniature world of its own. We sit on its trunk for a moment, letting the peace of the forest wash over us. A megalania, the giant monitor lizard, lies on a patch of sun-drenched rock, its massive body soaking up the final warmth of the day. It is a formidable predator, its scales dark and rugged, its long tail resting on the stone. It is a creature of patience and power, a relic of the great reptiles that once dominated the land. Its eyes are closed, but its tongue flicks out occasionally, tasting the air for the scent of prey. It is a king of the scrub, a silent master of its domain. The twilight is deepening now, the shadows stretching long and thin across the forest floor. The light is turning to a deep indigo blue, a cool and quiet color that signals the coming of the night. We see the soft glow of bioluminescent fungi on the rotting logs, a tiny emerald light in the darkness. It is a magical sight, a reminder of the hidden wonders that exist in the secret corners of the world. The forest is transforming its daytime rhythms, giving way to the mysteries of the night. We follow the river as it flows over ancient rock shelves, the water cascading in a series of small, gentle waterfalls. The sound is a constant, soothing roar, a lullaby for the sleeping world. We see the tracks of a Diprotodon merging with the soft earth of the forest floor, a reminder of the giant that we encountered on the plains. It has come this way too, seeking the water and the shade of the woodland. The stories of the giants are woven together in the tapestry of the land. The canopy closes overhead, a green cathedral that shuts out the stars. We are in the heart of the forest, now a place of deep silence and ancient peace. The air is still and cool, a gentle caress on our skin. We feel a sense of belonging in this prehistoric world, a connection to the long history of life on Earth. The journey has brought us to a place of rest, a sanctuary in the midst of the wilderness. As the last light fades, we look deeper into the dark heart of the forest, where the trees stand like silent sentinels, guarding the secrets of the night. The river continues its journey, a silver thread in the darkness, leading us toward the ancient mountains that rise like giants in the distance, their peaks touching the stars as the world settles into a deep and peaceful slumber. The air begins to thin and cool as we leave the dense canopy behind and start our slow climb into the foothills. The scent of the damp earth and rotting leaves fades, replaced by the sharp, clean fragrance of mountain pepper and the faint metallic tang of ancient stone. Every step upward feels like a journey, back through the layers of time, as the landscape shifts from the lush green of the lowlands to the rugged grey and silver of the high country. The trees here are shorter, their trunks twisted by the wind, their bark peeling in long ribbons that dance in the evening breeze. We reach a ridge where the limestone bones of the earth break through the surface, creating a labyrinth of jagged spires and hidden hollows. The moonlight catches the edges of the rock, casting long dramatic shadows that seem to move and breathe with a life of their own. It is a place of silence and stone where the only sound is the distant sigh of the wind and the occasional click of a loose pebble tumbling down a slope. We feel the weight of the mountains pressing down, a silent presence that has watched the world change for millions of years. High above us on a massive limb of a mountain gum, a thylacoleo sits in perfect stillness. The marsupial lion is a master of the heights, its powerful limbs and sharp claws, making it as comfortable in the trees as it is on the ground. Its fur is thick and dark, patterned with faint stripes that help it blend into the flickering shadows of the leaves. It does not move its amber eyes, fixed on the valley below, watching the slow migration of the mist as it fills the hollows. Nearby, a giant echidna, the Zyglosus hacketi, moves with a heavy deliberateness through the mountain scrub. It is much larger than its modern cousins, a formidable creature with a long, curved snout and a coat of thick, coarse spines. It uses its powerful front legs to tear into a rotting log, searching for the insects that live within the decaying wood. The sound of its digging is a steady, rhythmic crunch, a small, industrious noise in the vast quiet of the mountain night. We pass the entrance to a deep cave, its mouth a dark yawn in the face of the cliff. A cool, damp breath issues from the darkness, carrying the smell of wet mineral and ancient dust. Inside, the drip of water on stone creates a slow, irregular pulse, a clock that marks the passage of centuries in the heart of the mountain. We follow the sound of a mountain stream, its voice a bright silver chatter, as it leaps over granite boulders. The water is ice-cold, born from the snows that crown the distant peaks, and it sparkles under the light of the stars. We watch a Palocestes, a strange and wonderful marsupial tapir, as it drinks from a quiet pool. Its small trunk twitches as it tastes the water, its heavy body balanced on thick, powerful legs. It is a creature of the high valleys, well adapted to the cooler temperatures and the rugged terrain. As it moves away, its footsteps are muffled by the thick carpet of sphagnum moss that cushions the ground. The vegetation changes as we climb higher, the broad leaves of the lowland forest giving way to the hardy shrubs and stunted gums of the subalpine zone. The air is crisp and invigorating, a sharp contrast to the humid warmth of the plains below. We find ourselves standing amidst a field of granite tors, massive boulders that have been sculpted by the wind and rain into fantastic shapes. They stand like silent sentinels guarding the approach to the high peaks, their surfaces covered in a mosaic of orange and grey lichen. The Southern Cross hangs high in the sky, its four main stars shining with a brilliant, steady light that guides our way. The Milky Way is a river of diamonds flowing across the velvet blackness of the firmament, a reminder of the vastness of the universe. We pause to breathe in the scent of the mountain heath, a sweet herbal aroma that lingers in the still air. In the distance we see the silhouettes of extinct volcanic peaks, their jagged outlines etched against the faint glow of the horizon. They are the remnants of a fiery past, now cold and silent, their slopes covered in the green mantle of the forest. A small marsupial glider launches itself from a high branch, its membrane catching the air as it sails gracefully through the moonlight. It vanishes into the shadows of a deep valley where a thick white mist has settled like a lake of clouds. We look down on the tops of the trees, their branches poking through the fog like the masts of sunken ships. The world below is hidden, a secret realm of silence and mystery, while we remain here in the clear, cold light of the stars. We find a sheltered rock overhang where a large Diprotodon has curled up to sleep for the night. Its breathing is deep and steady, a low, rumbling sound that vibrates through the stone beneath us. It is safe here, protected from the wind and the cold, its thick fur providing warmth against the mountain chill. We sit for a moment watching the rise and fall of its massive flanks, feeling a sense of peace and contentment. The mountain is a sanctuary, a place where the giants can find rest and refuge from the world below. We notice the first delicate crystals of frost beginning to form on the edges of the leaves, their white structures sparkling like tiny jewels. The cold is deepening now, a quiet and relentless force that slows the pulse of the mountain. We see a rock wallaby perched on a narrow ledge, its thick tail providing balance as it gazes out over the abyss. It is a master of the cliffs, its padded feet gripping the stone with effortless ease, a small but resilient inhabitant of this harsh and beautiful world. Inside a nearby cave, the ceiling is alive with the soft emerald glow of thousands of glowworms, their lights reflecting in the still pools of water below. It is like a subterranean sky, a hidden galaxy of living stars that illuminates the darkness with a gentle, ethereal radiance. The sound of the wind through the mountain pass is a low, mournful whistle, a song of the high places that echoes through the canyons. We feel a sense of awe and wonder at the beauty and complexity of this prehistoric landscape. The journey continues upward toward the highest peaks, where the snow never melts, and the stars seem close enough to touch. The path is steep and challenging, but the rewards are great, a view of the world that few have ever seen. The mountains are a bridge between the earth and the sky, a place where the physical and the spiritual meet in a silent embrace. We are but small travelers in this vast and ancient land, witnesses to the enduring power of nature. As the night deepens, the mountain settles into a profound and holy silence, a stillness that speaks of the eternal rhythms of the earth. The peaks await their frozen summits, glowing like ghosts in the starlight as we prepare to cross the final threshold into the heart of the high country. We step carefully across a high alpine plateau, where the air is thin and sharp with the scent of frost. The granite tors rise like silent sentinels against the vast indigo sky, their ancient surfaces smoothed by eons of wind and ice. Beneath our feet, the low shrubs of the heathland are stiff with silver crystals of rime that crunch softly with every weighted movement. The world up here is a landscape of extremes, a place where the giants of the lowlands rarely venture, but where other stranger creatures have found a home. In the shadow of a massive boulder, a giant, long-beaked echidna known as Zyglosus hacketi is foraging in the frozen earth. Its body is the size of a large sheep, covered in a dense coat of dark fur through which long pale spines emerge like needles. It moves with a slow rhythmic strength, its powerful claws tearing through the hardened soil to reach the deep chambers of earthworms and grubs. We watch the slow, deliberate movement, of its long, downward curving snout as it probes the crevices of the stone. This is a creature of deep time, a survivor of an ancient lineage that has endured while the world around it changed. The sound of its heavy breathing is a soft rhythmic puffing in the cold night air, a tiny cloud of mist forming with every exhale. Beyond the echidna, a shallow tarn lies perfectly still, its surface a dark mirror reflecting the brilliant tapestry of the stars. The water is so clear and cold that it seems to hold the light of the cosmos within its depths, a hidden galaxy trapped in the heart of the mountain. A thin sheet of ice is beginning to creep from the edges, its delicate fingers reaching toward the center of the pool. We wander toward a stand of stunted nothofagus trees, their gnarled trunks twisted by the relentless alpine winds. These are the southern beaches, relics of the ancient supercontinent of Gondwana, their small dark leaves shivering in the gentle breeze. The forest floor is a thick carpet of emerald moss and pale lichens that cushion our steps and dampen every sound emerging from the shadows of the beech trees. Is a Pleistocene, a strange and magnificent creature that resembles a marsupial tapir. It stands on its powerful hind legs to reach the higher branches, its long muscular tongue stripping the tender shoots and leaves. Its massive front claws, usually used for digging, now provide balance as it feeds in the quiet of the night. There is a prehistoric dignity to its movements, a sense of unhurried purpose that belongs to a world without clocks. The Pleistocene is a heavy animal built for endurance, its thick gray fur providing insulation against the mountain chill. We sit on a fallen log and observe this gentle giant as it moves through the subalpine woodland, a ghost of a forgotten era. The wind picks up slightly, carrying the distant cry of a mountain bird, a lonely sound that echoes through the rocky ravines. We feel the immense scale of this landscape, the way the mountains roll away into the darkness like the waves of a frozen sea. It is a place of solitude and peace, where the only rhythm is the slow pulse of the earth and the turning of the stars. High on a ledge of granite, a thylacoleo, the marsupial lion, sits, motionless, its dark eyes scanning the slopes below. It is a master of the high places, its thick, muscular tail providing stability on the narrow precipice. It does not hunt tonight, but merely watches, its breath rising in thin silver plumes that vanish into the moonlight. We move lower now toward a hidden valley where a geothermal spring keeps the ground warm and the vegetation lush. The transition is striking as the icy heath gives way to a pocket of prehistoric greenery where ferns and cycads thrive in the rising steam. The air here is heavy and damp, smelling of sulfur and rich decaying earth, a warm oasis in the heart of the frozen mountains. Near the edge of the steaming water, a wonambi, a giant constrictor snake, is coiled in the warmth, its scales shimmering with a dull metallic luster. It is a massive predator, its body as thick as a tree trunk, but here in the warmth it is sluggish and still. It is a creature of the sun and the heat, finding refuge in this geological anomaly, while the rest of the mountain freezes. We follow a narrow stream that flows from the spring, its water bubbling over smooth river stones and fallen branches. The sound of the water is a constant, soothing lullaby, a liquid song that speaks of the mountain's hidden life. Along the banks we see the tracks of many different animals, a record of the visitors who come here to drink and find warmth. A group of Simosthenurus, the short-faced kangaroos, are grazing on the succulent grasses that grow near the warm water. They move with a unique bipedal walk rather than the hopping of their modern relatives, their single-toed feet providing a steady gait. Their faces are short and powerful, adapted for crushing the tough vegetation of the high country. As we climb back toward the higher ridges, we pass the entrance to a deep limestone cave, its mouth a dark yawning void in the side of the cliff. Inside, the air is still and heavy with the scent of damp stone and ancient dust. We can hear the slow, rhythmic drip of water from the ceiling, each drop falling into a pool with a soft musical chime. This cave is a sanctuary for the Megalibguilia, an extinct genus of echidna that prefers the sheltered environment of the underground. We see one tucked into a small alcove, its spines flattened against its body as it sleeps in the unchanging temperature of the earth. The cave is a library of history, its walls holding the remains of those who came before, preserved in the cooling stone. We emerge from the cave just as the moon begins to sink toward the horizon, casting long dramatic shadows across the landscape. The sky is beginning to pale. In the east, a soft wash of violet and grey, replacing the deep indigo of the night. The stars are fading one by one, their light swallowed by the approaching dawn. The mountain is waking up, but it is a slow and quiet, awakening a gradual return to life. We stand on a high promontory, looking out over the vast expanse of the Australian interior, which is still hidden beneath a thick blanket of white clouds. It is a world of mystery and wonder, a land that has seen the rise and fall of giants and the slow turning of the ages. We feel a deep sense of gratitude for this journey, for the opportunity to witness the beauty and the resilience of this prehistoric world. The mountain has shared its secrets with us, its silence and its strength, and its enduring spirit. We are changed by what we have seen, our hearts filled with a quiet and lasting peace. As the first light of the sun touches the highest peaks, turning the snow to gold, we begin our final descent toward the world below. The path is easier now, the light guiding our way as we leave the high country behind and move toward the end of our long journey. The air grows warmer with every step, the scent of the eucalyptus forests rising to meet us as we cross the final ridge toward the morning. The air is thick with the scent of damp earth and the sweet resinous perfume of the eucalyptus leaves. We are descending now, leaving the cold embrace of the mountain peaks behind us. The light is a soft gold filtered through the canopy of the ancient forest, casting long dancing shadows on the mossy ground. As we reach the lower slopes, the trees begin to thin, opening up into a vast savanna that stretches as far as the eye can see. This is the heart of the continent, a land of immense scale and ancient rhythms. The grass is a sea of amber and silver, swaying gently in the morning breeze, like the waves of a slow and silent ocean. In the distance we see a herd of Diprotodon, the largest marsupials to ever walk, the earth moving with a heavy and deliberate grace. They are like living boulders, their grey fur blending with the shadows of the scattered trees. We can hear the deep rhythmic thrum of their breathing, a sound that seems to vibrate in the very ground beneath our feet. They are social creatures, moving together in a slow and peaceful procession toward the river that winds through the valley. The young calves stay close to their mothers, their movements a playful contrast to the steady gait of the adults. It is a scene of quiet, strength, and enduring family bonds in a world that is both harsh and beautiful. Near the water's edge, the scent of mud and rotting vegetation is stronger, a rich and fertile aroma that speaks of the cycle of life. We see the tracks of many different animals in the soft clay, a map of the night's activities. A thylacoleo, the marsupial lion, has left its mark here, its powerful claws etched into the earth as it came to drink before the sun rose. This predator is a master of the shadows, its mottled fur providing the perfect camouflage in the dappled light of the forest. It is a solitary hunter, moving with a silent and deadly precision through the undergrowth. Now, as the day begins, it retreats to the safety of a hollow log or a high branch to rest and wait for the return of the night. High above the trees, a flock of Genyornis, the giant flightless birds, are moving across the plain, their heavy beaks searching for seeds and fruit. They are magnificent creatures, their feathers a deep earthy brown, their long necks swaying with every step. Their calls are a series of low, booming sounds that echo across the open landscape like the beating of a distant drum. On a large, sun-drenched boulder, a megalania, the giant monitor lizard is beginning to stir, its dark, scaly skin absorbing the warmth of the morning sun. It is a formidable creature, its powerful limbs and sharp claws making it a dominant force in this ecosystem. It moves with a slow and calculated motion, its flicking tongue tasting the air for any sign of prey. Further out on the plains, a group of Prehistoric, the giant, short-faced kangaroos, are grazing on the tough saltbush that grows in the arid soil. They are tall and powerful, their single-toed feet allowing them to move with a steady and efficient gait across the vast distances. Their faces are short and blunt, their large eyes scanning the horizon for any sign of danger. The landscape is a tapestry of red sand and silver grass, a world of vibrant colors and ancient forms. We pass a grove of ancient cycads, their stiff, palm-like leaves rustling in the wind like the sound of dry paper. These plants have survived for millions of years, their resilience a testament to the enduring power of life on this continent. Near a dry creek bed, we see the entrance to a deep limestone crevice, where a wonambi, the giant serpent, is coiled in the cool shadows. It is a creature of legend, its long muscular body a marvel of evolutionary design. It moves with a slow and fluid grace, its scales shimmering in the faint light that reaches into its hidden sanctuary. In the distance, a Palocestes, the strange marsupial tapir, is browsing on the leaves of a low-hanging branch, its short trunk reaching out to pluck the tender shoots. It is a slow and deliberate animal, its heavy body and powerful limbs suited for a life in the dense undergrowth. It moves with a quiet and unassuming presence, a gentle giant in this ancient world. As we approach the coast, the air grows cooler, and the sound of the ocean becomes a constant background hum. We see a zygomaturus, a heavy-set marsupial resembling a small hippopotamus grazing on the succulent plants that grow near the dunes. Its thick fur is matted with salt and sand, its slow movements a reflection of the peaceful environment in which it lives. The sun is now high in the sky, its light illuminating the vastness of the Australian interior with a brilliant and unforgiving clarity. The red cliffs in the distance glow with an inner fire, their ancient stone a record of the countless ages that have passed. This is a land of deep time, a place where the past and the present are woven together in a seamless and eternal dance. We feel a sense of profound connection to this world, to its creatures and its landscapes and its enduring spirit. It is a world that has seen the rise and fall of many giants, and yet it remains constant and unchanging in its essential nature. We are but temporary visitors, here witnesses to the beauty and the mystery of this prehistoric realm. The wind blows across the spinifex plains, carrying the scent of distant rain and the promise of new life. It is a sound of peace and of renewal, a gentle reminder of the cyclical nature of all things. We stand in the warmth of the morning sun, our hearts filled with a quiet and lasting gratitude for this journey. As we look out over the horizon, we see the vast expanse of the continent stretching away into the infinite blue of the sky. It is a world of endless possibilities, a land that continues to inspire and to wonder. The giants of the Pleistocene may be gone, but their spirit lives on in the very fabric of this ancient land. We begin our final steps toward the end of our journey, the light of the sun guiding our way as we move toward the world of the present. The path is clear now, the air still and peaceful as we leave the prehistoric world behind and return to the rhythms of our own lives. We carry the memories of this journey with us, a source of strength and of inspiration in the days and the nights to come. The mountain and the plain, the forest and the sea, all have shared their stories with us, their silence and their song. We are changed by what we have seen, our spirits lifted by the beauty and the resilience of the natural world. We move forward with a new sense of purpose and a deeper appreciation for the world in which we live. The morning is fully here now, the world awake and vibrant with the energy of a new day. We take one final look back at the prehistoric landscape, a world of giants and of wonder before we step into the light of the morning and the beginning of our final rest. Thank you for wandering through deep time with me tonight. Until next time on Forgotten Habitats, sleep well.